9. Psychology's secrets of people who love their pets like humans. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Emotional substitution. Sometimes your pet fills a space that people couldn't. When you feel lonely, when friends drift away, or when relationships start to hurt more than they heal, your pet becomes that quiet source of comfort. They don't need to say anything. They just sit beside you, breathing slowly, reminding you that you're not as alone as you think. That simple presence can mean more than any "it's going to be okay" from another person. Psychologists call this emotional substitution, when your heart finds emotional safety in a different kind of relationship. And it's not something to be ashamed of. It's your mind's way of healing. Because when people disappoint you, but your dog still greets you at the door like you're the best person in the world, that's not just affection. That's medicine for the soul. Number 2. Anthropomorphism. You've probably done it, talked to your cat about your day, or asked your dog if he's mad at you for being gone too long. We give them voices, emotions, even personalities. And it's not just because it's cute, it's because our brains are wired to connect. This is what psychologists call anthropomorphism, when we give human traits to non-human things. It's how we build emotional bridges. By imagining that our pets understand us, we actually make it easier to love them deeply. And science agrees. Brain scans show that when we look into our pet's eyes, the same areas of the brain light up as when we look at someone we love. So when you say "he knows me," maybe you're right. Not through words, but through energy, tone, and trust. It's a special kind of understanding, one that doesn't need language, just love. Number 3. The Oxytocin Connection. Here's the chemical truth behind why you love your pet like family. Every time you pet them, both your brains release oxytocin, the love hormone. It's the same hormone that helps parents bond with their newborns. That's why a few minutes with your dog or cat can calm you down after a stressful day. Your heart slows, your breathing evens out. You feel like you belong somewhere safe. It's not just a pet, it's your brain and your heart agreeing that this little creature is part of your emotional world, your tribe. And when that bond is broken, like when a pet passes away, it hurts on the same level as losing a close human. Because biologically, emotionally, and spiritually, they were family all along. Number 4. Unconditional acceptance. The best thing about pets, they don't care who you are trying to be. They just love who you are right now. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to pretend you're okay. You don't have to earn their love. It's already yours. They love you when you're broke, tired, or at your worst. They don't see your flaws, your past, or your mistakes. They just see you, the person who feeds them, protects them, and shows up every day. That kind of love is rare in the human world. It's pure, simple, and real. That's why for many people, their pet feels like home, the only place where they can be completely themselves. Sometimes, when your world feels too loud or too cruel, that quiet nudge from your pet says everything. I don't care about the rest of it. I love you anyway. Number 5. Projection of inner needs. Here's where things get a little deeper. When you love your pet like a human, sometimes you're not just bonding, you're projecting. Your mind quietly transfers the feelings, hopes, and wounds you carry inside onto them. If you've ever said, "My dog's the only one who truly understands me," there's truth in that. Because maybe your dog became what you always needed, someone who listens, stays close, and never walks away. Maybe your cat became the calm energy you've been searching for. Psychologists call this projection of inner needs. It's when your emotional world spills gently into the bond you have with your pet. And it's not a bad thing. It's one of the healthiest ways your heart can heal. By loving them, you get to practice safe love, love that doesn't judge, love that doesn't hurt. And little by little, that helps you believe again that affection doesn't have to come with fear. So when you say, "My pet saved me," you're not being dramatic. You're just being honest. Number 6. Routine and responsibility. One of the sneakiest things pets do for your mental health, they give your life structure. You have to feed them, walk them, talk to them, and even when you don't feel like doing much else, you do that. That simple routine becomes an anchor. For someone dealing with anxiety or depression, that's huge. Because depression loves chaos, it blurs your sense of time and purpose. But when a pair of bright eyes and wagging tail depend on you, suddenly your day has rhythm again. You get out of bed, you move, you care. And that small act, showing up for another living being, slowly reminds your brain that you still matter. Psychologists often say that consistency builds self-worth, and your pet makes that consistency feel natural. So, when you think you're just taking your dog for a walk, you're actually walking yourself back towards stability. Number 7. Identity and belonging. If you've ever called yourself a cat mom, dog dad, or even bird parent, you've probably noticed something. It feels nice to belong to that label because it's not just about owning a pet. It's about belonging to something bigger. You start meeting people who speak your same language, the people who get excited over chew toys, cat memes, or bird videos. That's not just socializing, it's identity building. In a world where people feel more isolated than ever, pets quietly give you a tribe. You find others who care like you do, who see kindness and empathy not as weakness, but as a strength. And suddenly, you're part of a gentle, loving subculture that makes you feel human again. That's what your pet really gives you, not just love, but a place where your love makes sense. Number 8. Coping with trauma. For people who've been through loss, abuse, or heartbreak, pets can feel like the first safe thing in years. They don't ask questions, they don't rush your healing, they just stay. That's the beauty of animals. They meet you where you are. When you're crying, they sit near you. When you're quiet, they match your silence. Their presence tells your nervous system, you're safe now. That's why therapists often use animal-assisted therapy, because sometimes healing starts when words stop. Feeding, petting, or caring for an animal helps rebuild trust and responsibility in gentle ways. Over time, that kind of love helps you reopen parts of yourself you thought were gone forever. It's not magic, it's connection. And it works. Number 9. Emotional mirror. Ever noticed how your pet seems to feel what you feel? When you're happy, they're playful. When you're sad, they're quiet. It's almost eerie how tuned in they are. But that's because pets are emotional mirrors. They pick up on your energy, your tone, your movements, even your breathing. And in that mirroring, they help you see yourself more clearly. It's like having a silent therapist who doesn't talk, but somehow always knows. You calm down faster because their calmness reflects yours back. You smile more because they mirror joy. It's empathy in its purest form. Simple, honest, wordless. Your pet doesn't analyze your feelings, they just share them. And that, in itself, is a kind of healing humans rarely get from each other. More than pets, they're family. People who love their pets like humans aren't strange. They're just showing how powerful human connection can be. Psychology says our brains don't care who gives the love, only that it's real, safe, and unconditional. Pets offer that without words, judgment, or limits. That's why the bond feels so deep. It's not just affection, it's attachment, empathy, and trust, all built into one simple relationship. To the heart, it's not a pet, it's family. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.